Alright, guys. So, my name is Roman. Uh, I'm here making this presentation for class. It's for Principles of Athletic Coaching, and this is for our final. It's a book presentation about a coach and their philosophies and types of coaching that they do. And I chose to do mine on Sacred Hoops by Phil Jackson and Hugh Delahanty, and basically how we would use it in our philosophies and our types of coaching. Here's a little bit about Phil Jackson. He actually played for the Knicks in the 1970s, and he actually won a couple of championships there under Coach Red Holzman. Red Holzman is actually a Hall of Famer, Hall of Fame coach. Um, Phil Jackson really gets a lot of his coaching styles from him. Kind of sees him as his mentor. Um, he actually led Michael Jordan and the Bulls and Kobe and the Lakers, Kobe Bryant, to a combined 11 championships, six with the Bulls and five with the Lakers. To me, that's a good coach. If you can have 11 championships at the highest level of play, like you're a good coach. He grew up in a Christian household. His family is really big on spirit, on faith. Um, he wasn't as into it as his parents were, his family was, and he feels kind of guilty about it because he never really gave it a chance. His reason was because he didn't experience the Holy Spirit, and a lot of people experience it by his age, which was about 15. And at that time, he just kind of got discouraged, and he threw himself into basketball as a distraction, and he just stopped going to church and everything, and he just basically worked on his jump shot. And a little bit later, he got into Zen Buddhism with his brother. His brother got him into it actually, and basically, Zen Buddhism just preaches like be in the now. Don't worry about the future. Don't worry about the past. And just worry about now and what you can do now. What you can do now, because you can only control like what you're doing now. You can't control what's gonna happen in the future. You can't control what's gonna happen in the past. And just focus on the now. And I kind of like that. I like that. Some points of wisdom I got from the book is believing in yourself and your teammates and being able to rely on each other. I feel like that's a big thing, and you can really see it with the Bulls. Jordan was good enough to put up 60 and still win, but he didn't have to. He could put up 35, and everybody else around him was putting up 20. So I mean, he really didn't have to unless he had to. But I mean, that's why they had a winning record. That's why they got six championships. I feel like being able to rely on each other and to trust each other and to believe in each other, like that makes a great team. Um, and learn to lose to enjoy winning. He actually wrote about the main point about Zen Buddhism is accepting death to actually learning to live. And it's kind of the same concept. Once you learn to lose, you can enjoy to win. And same thing with life. Like once you become okay with death, you can become okay with living. And I kind of do that right now. I'm really into that. Not Zen Buddhism, but like to living in the now, like not focusing on what's gonna happen. Just like living now. Don't worry about what's going on. Like life's too short to do that. Just have fun and be yourself. He also emphasized being compassionate in the book. He has a couple examples where Jordan lost his father, and he had the whole team go up and talk to him and just be there for him. I mean, it's kind of hard when you lose somebody, and kind of helps when your teammates are there, and it just helps establish they got your back. And there was another instance too with Pippen. He had a family thing going on, and he could tell that Pippen was taking it kind of hard, and he had the teammates all go up and talk to him and talk them up, and he ended up playing a good game after that. Uh, he also emphasized being an invisible leader. So when I first saw this, I didn't really understand what he's trying to mean, but then he started talking about it in the book, or not talking, but writing about it. And in the book, he explains that as a player begins to progress, you can let them start to lead, you know? So like, if you can get your team as a coach to be able to lead themselves, and you just be there to kind of guide them when they start to veer off, or when they start to fall, like, or when they start to just give up or something. Like, if you can be there for that and just let them lead, I think that makes you a good coach. If you can, I think that's the ultimate goal of a coach, to get your players to where they can lead themselves, and you just be there to help them whenever they need help. Um, that's a big thing on me. I really want to do that for my kids, for my not my kids, or my kids too, in coaching in any sport that I do. Um, Here's how we use it. Um, I'm really into building team chemistry. If you have a team that has a chemistry, like, that team is gonna be unstoppable, because like, they're just gonna be relying on everybody on that team. They're gonna know that whoever they pass the ball to, whoever they give the ball to, that they're gonna do what they have to do, and they're gonna win. And I'm all about sharing the workload. Like, you can have a great player and he could put up 60 points, like I said with Michael Jordan, but if you have people around him where he don't have to do that, you just don't have to. Like, you have your team, and that's really what you want to build. You want to build team. Like, there's a saying in the book too. It says, "The power of we is stronger than me," and that's really deep, because a lot of people just want to, like, protect their stats and want to look good, and sometimes you put your team in a disadvantage, because then you're not doing what you're supposed to do. You gotta be there, fight with your brothers, um, have faith in each other, and y'all do amazing things. And then I really push living in the now, because I mean, if you're constantly remembering, like, oh, you lost a game and you're trying to figure out what you did wrong, like, just brush it off, get the next one. Like, learn from the past, get the next one. Don't worry about the past, don't worry about the future, worry about the one right now. Learn, get what you're gonna do, and get in the now, and let's go to work. Let's go do it. And that's really the end of my presentation. It was kind of short. Um, but really, I just wanted to touch on the invisible leader. I feel like that really hits a button. Um, it's just, if you can get to the point where your players are leading themselves and you're just there to guide them whenever they're falling, that's when you can say you're a good coach. And I really hope to be there pretty soon. I'm graduating in May, and I really can't wait to get to use this in my coaching experience after college. I just want to say thank y'all for listening, and I hope y'all have a good Thanksgiving break. Y'all be safe. See y'all later.